Hey everybody, this is Way to Fail back with more Lords of the Realm, where we are continuing on our quest to conquer England. You can see, despite the flags flashing, that half of England is mine. I just eliminated the Earl by taking Hampshire as his castle crumbles slowly into ruins unless I decide to repair it, which maybe that'll be the case. But right now I'm kind of beginning my military campaign here against the last three surviving players. Well, technically, I guess the Countess is still there. She's kind of a walking zombie right now. I do have one army that's well on their way to actually taking them on. Let's see. I also have the Knight up north, where there's not too much left. I have the Baron that I'm just starting to fight. And the Baron has some pretty big armies in the middle, but not a lot of castles protecting his lands. So I could Rolf Stomp him pretty hard here. Most of these castles that are in the middle are from Earl counties that he took over in the mid-game. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. I did do the economy stuff this turn. There isn't too much to do management-wise. And really what I'm going to do is just start by trying to win some of these military engagements and see if I can force an end to the game here. Because right now, like the knight, he's throwing a bunch of peasants at me. And I should be able to slice through this army pretty easily. But we'll have to see, because I don't have a ton of swordsmen. This army used to be way bigger. And let's see, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and hit them pretty hard early. And if I can get them below 100, I should be able to survive without much problem. So let's just make sure that we don't have these guys run into me. There we go. So both of these units are now engaged. And I'm losing some swordsmen, unfortunately, which is bound to happen against peasants. But I'm going to be cutting through these guys like butter. It may not be a terrible idea for me to send some troops to reinforce this army, but I do have some very big follow-up units here. So first set of guys are going to be running away any second now, if they haven't already. So let's see here. We get under 100. Offer quarter. There we go. Just totally obliterated them. So the knight has now lost an army with a bunch of units, and the knight has lost an army with a bunch of peasants, and I expect he's going to throw something else at me. One of the tails of the tape is really going to be whether it's an army that actually has some meat behind it or not. Like, I do have some meaty armies here, and I do wonder, because this is going to be my siege force. This is one of my larger preferred armies here. What I could do right now is send this army to the west, see if I can take Gwynedd right away, and send this army to kind of be my defense force over here. I do have another set of units that are attempting to move, but their marching orders are a little slow. So let's see here. Okay, and like I said, I don't always remember who I've moved, who I haven't. I try and do movements for units that need to be moved anyway. So let's go ahead and at least encroach on the Countess. This army is not fantastic. It's going to be much more of a sieging force right now. We'll see what's going on here. Like, this is 150 Swedish swordsmen, and then this sieging force is just 127. But I do want to keep somebody near here just to see what happens. Like I said, the biggest cluster is going to be this group right here, especially with this one army that's just marching on. So the question is, who do I want to have take it on? This is one of my biggest armies, but it's going to be better for sieging. And then I have 100 swordsmen, 100 swordsmen, and more peasants. So these are the armies I wanted to combine to make kind of my bigger strike force here. So now I have... oh, I can't combine these two armies. Swedish swordsmen, and there we go. So that's 350 units. That's pretty nice. So I guess we'll be sieging... let's see here. This is a bunch of peasants, crossbowmen, and that. If I can just clear down here, I could be able to siege 2 counties with the Baron right here. So let's go ahead and get that started. So what do we got? Baron? Uh-oh, Baron has an actual army here. I bet I am making a mistake here. But once again, look, we have a giant marsh. I don't know if I'm in range of the archers or not. But yeah, the Baron has actual troops once again. So we're just going to do kind of the same strategy as before. I'm very lucky that I'm getting these marsh draws right here. Unlike that combat with the knight that I had before where we just ended up on the same side of the map. So let's see here. Can those archers actually hit me? No. Okay, but he's sending the swordsman first, so let's target that. Because these guys are going to be sitting ducks in the marsh. Because once again, I might be victorious without these guys ever firing on me. Which would be hilarious to have that 2 times in a row as my peasant meat shields are moving along this way. Those longbowmen should be able to make quick work of those guys, because there's only 50 of them. Well, then again, their range isn't that great. Because they're crossbowmen. So let's see what we got here. If I can just draw them in a little closer. Okay, so they are going after the archers first. It's going to be kind of dicey. 47, 46. You all are all spread out, though. So you're 28, 22, 15. Yeah, my archers are going to do it. Awesome. Yeah, those guys just ran away. Who wants to come at me next? Those longbowmen have a much larger range. But I don't know who's going to be coming at me right now. Is it going to be peasants? Is it going to be something else? I guess I could send these swordsmen up to see if they're going to die. It's like I said, I'd love to have somebody else try and charge me. We could be here a while. This is not the exciting combat I was hoping for. Because I have to move these guys really into the danger zone to take on these archers. And I don't really like that. So we're going to see if we can do it like this. We just stay out of their attack range. And just really try and outmaneuver. Alright, so they're still firing. And this is going to give me a good gauge of where their range is. Yep. Oh, don't walk into the arrows, please. Please don't walk into the arrows. Getting a little closer than I'd like. Okay, so have we successfully moved within range of the peasants? No. Stupid crossbows and your lack of range. Yes, that's one downside. Alright, well, I guess we're going to do some peasant pulling. I wish I could split these stacks up to have them be a little smaller. But unfortunately, once these guys get into range, they're just going to have to engage. Okay, well, you know what, I don't like doing this, but this is why we have the mercenaries. Let's go ahead and get in just a little closer. Let's see if I can do kind of a range pull here, because I'm going to start losing some people to this rain of arrows, possibly. Maybe. So how close are we? Lost an archer. Okay, and now we back it up. Get out of there. Hopefully we don't drop one more. There we go. And as soon as I'm out of arrow range, any day now, there we go. Now, I don't know why they have to move like that just to fire some damn arrows, but apparently they do. So these peasants are all going to be mowed down in a quick fashion. And maybe I can offer quarter after this, I don't know. It's kind of a big arrow. It's just like, I want you all to march against me, but you're being smart. Like, we want you to come to us. Yeah, there's the spearsman and there's the maceman. Those are big threats too, but 195 versus 50 archers. I'm just trying not to lose units because I know there's that big... What the hell? You're just standing there taking the arrows now. Alright, well, you're gone. Let's offer quarter. Oh, you're really on fight to the last man. Okay, well, We'll play that game. Alright, now unfortunately I'm going to be losing some crossbowmen here, but hopefully I will be within range of the archers for this. That's 50 archers I'd love to take out right now. Please hit, please hit. Shit. Alright, well. Okay, I'm hitting some of the archers. Just that, unfortunately, most of my line is split. That's so stupid. There we go. So maybe I can use these peasants to take on the archers. Which would be fantastic. Okay, we really should be able to get quarter here momentarily. There we go. 120. I lost 22 crossbowmen, which sucks, but when they have longbowmen, there's not a lot I can do for the range. More importantly, I knocked out another very large army of the Baron. So 150, so this is my smaller army here. Probably want to use that army to besiege this castle. But not this turn. So let's see, do you have more spare people to send? You have no rations right now. Because let's see here, if I have some spare weaponry, we may just do that. What's your happiness look like now? Low, but people will be able to eat just a little bit. And maybe I can combine the army here and we'll have another larger force. Yep. So what do we got here? But another army. Lots of swordsmen, some peasants. No range to speak of, but the Baron is officially on notice. So let's have harvest time happen. Oh, I didn't even remember to take on those guys down there. So Bishop, oh my gosh, the Bishop has a legit army. This could be a problem. Because it's swordsmen versus maces and spearsmen. I'm not entirely sure if I have enough to take this on. But we're going to do it anyway. And if I have to bust my siege up... If I have to break my siege just to clean up this army, that's what I'll do. This is where the 150 units here, it's really nice. I mean, what I try and get normally in these games are Danish swordsmen, which you get 200 units for 600 crowns. And it has lower upkeep. It's just like, come on, why can't I luck into that? Right now, these are mercenaries. They're supposed to be throwaway troops. Chances are this could be the entire set of armed forces that the Bishop has. But I'd probably be a little too lucky to have that. But swordsmen are kind of the uber unit of this game. So it is entirely possible that this unit could do its job and just clean up the Bishop's units. But unfortunately for me, these spearsmen have really, really, really high defense. But it looks like I'm actually overcoming them just a bit. Because those peasants are really a non-factor, and there's 38 of them, so that's bloating the army total. So I may actually be able to clear this barely, barely, with just one tiny unit left. So yeah, I outnumber them. There we go, 150 swordsmen taking out a much larger army, as they may try and retreat, I don't know. But those spearsmen, yeah, they are as good as dead. So I lost half my swordsmen. These are throwaway troops. That's exactly what mercenaries are supposed to be. Cool. It's nice to actually fight armies that are a little more challenging here, even if I keep throwing the same thing at them again and again. Offer quarter. Yeah, 10 of you alive. So, lost over half my army, and my first encounter with the Bishop's forces did not turn out too well for him. As the Bishop is marching against me again, we'll see what the Bishop has in store. The Countess with 250. Oh, and the Countess actually getting some legit units as well. This could actually spell some pretty serious trouble for me if those are archers. Yes, they are. Because I may be in archer range right now. But we're going to aim specifically for the axemen first. I do think I am in arrow range. But I should... Whoa, I don't know. I guess because my peasants got hit by arrows, they're going first. If the archers were smart, they'd be going for something else, but It's a defensible choice to be going after my peasants first. Because these crossbowmen are going to have some trouble taking on things by themselves. As long as my peasant ball can last a little longer here. The more important thing is that the Countess is breaking up the siege. So let's see, those guys are all dying. I just had peasants left, and now I'm getting fired on here. So I overextended this army just a little bit, but it's okay. The Countess is going to live to fight a little longer, it looks like, as she is reorganizing her troops instead of engaging my army. So let's see, these peasants are all going to get fried if they're not careful. More importantly, though, is that I have a good besieging army, and I'll be able to get another one up here pretty quickly. Countess is a low priority. She's not that much of a threat, except that she has a ton of crowns. So she can kind of do a captain comeback thing, possibly, but oh my god, just melted those guys. Let's move you all closer. Taking some pretty good shots. I did lose some of these archers previously to a siege, and their morale's not super high, but fortunately the way I'm firing, some of these arrows are just totally missing. So let's watch these archers melt. Because I'm definitely within crossbow range now. Why do you all have to step back once again? Actually, are those peasants being meat shields? I think those peasants are being meat shields. That's a little funny. I didn't know the game would do that, where they won't fire through another unit. But yeah, there we go. 39, 38, 37. I could have probably just offered quarter by now. There we go. So I lost 94 people, mostly peasants. Good job, Countess. That means I'm not going to be besieging you right away here. Oh my goodness, you're sending archers at me all around, so the Countess finally using some of that bank that she has to buy weapons, and this is actually going to take out a few of my swordsmen. Yeah. Now, once I get into melee range, it's not going to be an issue, but I'm going to probably lose about 10 units here. Maybe less. Probably 10. But the siege is pretty much on course by this point. She's going to have to completely break it to make it stop. And I don't think that's going to happen with this force. So come on, no more shots. Okay, so I lost 12 people. Shouldn't be losing too many more now. You can see how quickly those numbers are dropping. Alright, so 12 dead. Not fantastic, so I'm going to have to reinforce these armies down here. The Countess is not a huge threat, though, so 4 attempts on the castle. Killed 16 defenders. And is this going to be the time where we take this county? Attempt fails, so there's 5 defenders killed. There can't be that many left. Okay, so 4 attempts on the Baron's castle. Once again, people aren't getting killed back, so there we go. The Countess says, "You dare attempt to deny my right to rule?" Well, yeah, that's kind of the name of the game. So there are currently protesters from this county coming from the Baron. I think I've just sufficiently pissed off everybody. We'll see if I've overextended. Okay, so is this really what you got? Because I think I should be able to auto-win here. It's like 100 people versus 421. I have over triple your forces. That tends to be enough for offering quarter. So here comes the Baron. Oh, he's going to come from behind. Oh, and he's going to come from this direction as well. So right now he's standing on that county, not taking it. And there we go. Crumbling the last opposition. I take Caernarvon, which I believe was the Countess's castle. Alright, so I take 2 castles by killing their garrison. That's pretty good. So what do we got? 4 trebuchets. So here, I guess I could build 2 more. I don't need too much more than that. What I need is foragers. So Oxfordshire is mine. Did I gain any other counties? I should have gained 2. Alright, so I already defeated the Baron. Not the Baron, the Bishop. Which frees up some of these units, as their health is poor, to either take on the Countess or take on the Bishop. And I think this is probably the time to press my advantage just a little bit. Now I have a ton of crowns here. So let's see. First off, why are we at half ration? This is where I'm going to have to do some cleanup for the governor here. And just try and fix some of this. Yeah, this is where automated county management does not always work out. So I'm going to get some sheep. Sheep are things that you can eat. I do want more cows to grow, though, so... Let's see, I would love some mercenaries down there, but I guess, let's see here. You have 800 people. I could probably raise a few troops from here. Guess the other question is, I do want to get my forces out of here right now. And I'll be able to see the bishop coming. Most important thing is to get these guys out of the county line right now. And in fact, I probably could siege with this army, and this is all mercenaries. Are you called the slugs, really? You are, that's funny. Now, I don't really want to siege with 162 crossbowmen, but it is a mercenary force, so it's not terrible. Slaughterers are probably better. Like I said before, that's a legit castle. That's going to be a legit siege that I'll have to do here. Wolfsbane's going to be pretty simple to take down. And there we go. Bishop is going to have a castle every time. So let's see here. I also took this county. So Oxfordshire, which is in the dead of winter and does not have... So they have a little bit of grain. So let's go ahead and plop some down. I'll have y'all eat some of your sheep. Most important thing is that I've got to get some of my troops out of here. Because I want these guys to be able to survive. I'll get a merchant in there in a little bit. But yeah, I did enough economic damage here. So let's go ahead and rally the troops and support over here. What armies do we have? It should just be 2 small mercenary packs. And I guess one of the questions is, am I going to need some defense for the Baron from the south? I don't know the answer to that, but today we're going to at least try and get our units out. And I should succeed, because I don't want extra military forces eating up all of this junk. So there we go. Everybody's in Gloucestershire now. And I guess I will siege with this set of crossbowmen, because it's not a terribly difficult castle to siege. So let's do it. Would be really nice if, like, sieging the castle meant that you couldn't buy from merchants, but that'd be really tough to be on the other end of that. Alright, so no fighters. You're crossbowmen, not fighters. Here we go. So 2 trebuchets per turn. We'll start there. So quick economic survey. Do we have any mercenaries? Do we have a merchant? We want to make sure we don't lose a field here. So I got some more weapons, which is awesome. No mercenaries, no merchant. Not gonna die there. Like I said, it'd be nice if there was an extra place to actually check for mercenaries. So here, y'all are just gonna eat sheep. Buckinghamshire, you all are officially fine now on your grain and all that, so let's go ahead and do that just as much as possible. Merchant that sells weapons, we may need to do that. Okay, here's another support troop, which is pretty nice. That should be 150 more Swedish swordsmen. Those guys will be going against the Baron. Plague, which lowers the population, which is pretty sad, but I think I need another cow field. How many people do you have? In fact, I probably need another grain field too. Just to get some of these guys extra work. There we go. Lots of armors here, which is okay, because I do need more weapon production. Okay, so no mercs here. More Swedish swordsmen. Nothing really to sell. People are barely eating here at all, so... How much money do I have? 150 Swedish swordsmen could be good, but they will take their dear sweet time getting over here. Eventually I'm going to want to build a castle, but whoa, why am I... Am I like losing people all of a sudden to this county? Maybe. I probably... Well, first off, I'm definitely not going to lose a field like that just because of mismanagement. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of a sheep field. Flock will still grow, which is nice. Alright, wolves. Not too bad. I know I am flying through this a little bit. Flemish Bill. Price is about the same as the other places. All I can think of is I'll buy it at a high price. I have not played that game in forever. Definitely want to not do that. Alright. Almost through all of our counties, and then we'll see what other military antics we can do. Not too much here. Fortunately, the population's starting to stabilize. So let's go ahead and get you all... I guess you all are going to be on the northern campaign, so that's okay. And what army is this going to I always forget. Well, we'll look at Yorkshire first. Yorkshire, we should not be eating that many cows. We shouldn't actually be eating cows at all, computer. But we are anyway. And I'm not sure why that happened, because there's way more than 22 cows here before. But now there's plenty of grain. And on top of that, I can probably buy some more cows. Unfortunately, no sheep to sell. Well, let's buy 17. That's actually not a terrible cattle price. Yeah, I had 4 fields of cows. That tells me what I need to know, and the game's kind of screwed up my fields a little bit. But the game does a pretty terrible job of prioritizing things, so... Now I could sell my weapons for a lot of money, and that's what most people did in the late game for this Once Upon a Time, but I'm going on a very much a scorched earth kind of thing. So we're going to raise some Norman crossbows here. Just so I have them. And what is this? What is this army? I'm having a lot of trouble clicking. Okay, so it's another set of mercenaries. We'll drop you all in here. How are my counties over here doing? You all have plenty of food and you're very healthy. So that's all happy. I'm worried about this county. They got a lot of people. How do you not have food? Okay, this place was supposed to have grain to grow for this year. I guess that's not happening. So this place is officially going to need a merchant for next time. But we'll do half ration for now. As sad as that is. Okay, so I guess the question now is, can I take on the knight with this force? We might need to come back to that. Swordsmen and archers could be the key to cleaning this up. Probably best thing to do first. Let's see here. I had some Swedish swordsmen. Am I going to hire them? I think I might. They'll take a long time to get over, but I do want to have some security in the south. Especially for the baron, or especially for the bishop, and I can support him possibly with some units from Sussex, or yeah, Sussex, because Sussex has a very high population. All right, so military time. Let's start by taking a poke over here. This is a very healthy army. Let's take a poke over here. Oh, I actually cannot engage this army. Well, I'm certainly not going to fight the rebels. I'm just going to stand here. Let's see what the knight wants to do. He's already garrisoned his castle. So this siege is already commencing. Not a ton I can do about that army. This is one of my first sort of... How do I want to split this? I guess I'm going to go straight for Gwynedd. That sounds like a plan. No, we're not combining, so I won't be able to cross there. That's okay. And we'll just go up here. Send you guys right here. If the north needs help, I can send you all to the north. Otherwise, I'd love to take out Stratfordshire. Alright, so we're not going to have a ton of military conflict here. I thought we might have a little more. So let's see here. 1,000 population. Pretty happy. So let's see here. I can probably raise about 100 there. So how much money do I have? I am losing most of my money like crazy. So let's see here. This county is now losing people again, but that's okay. So we're just going to combine these folks. And I'm going to add one more set of that because I should be able to get some stuff next turn. I think we're doing okay. So trying to keep these videos pretty compact or concise. I think the last things I need to do involve dealing with this stuff. So who do I want to siege this castle? Probably the smaller army. So we'll do that. So I'm just flying through these areas here. Now this is a very small army. So it's not going to be able to build too much all at the same time. I'd love to be able to get up to 120 because I don't need a ton of foragers right away. But I do need... First 2 turns need to be 2 trebuchets. And I should be able to forage enough in 2 turns to get more foragers on there. So meanwhile... Okay, that's a strong army. This army's not as strong. These are Swedish swordsmen though, so there's no range. Which range is key later on here. So you guys are done moving. You guys are done moving. I think that's it for the turn, other than deciding who's going to siege this castle. Corp Castle. Probably want to use the disposable peasant army. I think that's what we'll do. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and park you all there. And we'll start that siege next turn, as I will just move these guys up and make sure I have this place in check. Don't really know what the Baron's trying to do in Herefordshire. But we're just going to hit the intern button for now and see the bishop. Here he comes from the south, passing through Devon. Like he owns the place. Here comes the countess, trying to dodge me a little bit. And here comes the knight. Is it just peasants? It is just peasants. It is a bunch of peasants, and they're a lot closer than I would like. But it's just peasants. So I'm going to suffer some minor losses here. But they have incredibly high morale. Once again, the knight has a tendency to fuck up his counties, as you may remember from the beginning of the game, but you know what, my morale's a little higher, and right now arrows are raining death upon them. So you all are going to have to get through my swordsman, and I don't think you will. I guess the other question now is, will this other group just bypass them and go straight for my archers? I really hope not. There we go. As long as one unit is engaged, the entire unit tries to fight. It's a really weird way to look at all this, but so far I am starting to lose some people. That's not from friendly fire. That's just burst damage from pitchforks. Okay, so automatically new target acquired here. Just totally wrecking the knight's army here. So he only has peasants to throw at me at this point. So as soon as we get to like 80 people, I should be able to get some quarter. More volley. There we go. Because unfortunately this means he's obliterating his population as well. But this is elimination for the knight, what he's facing. So 0 attempts on the castle. I've started some new sieges. 0 attempts. Then 4 attempts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 defenders killed. Inching ever so closer there. So the knight says, "Knave! Who do you think you're attacking? You'll pay dearly for this." You're right, I will. So what we're going to do here is just take a look at the status, and then we're going to do some siege setup and call it an episode for now. So I have more peasants, more counties, average size increased, my health's decreased, which is not a surprise, but my happiness is up, which is pretty nice. Oh, the Earl doesn't have a flag anymore. So that's what happens. That's right, I'm still the greatest noble. The Baron and the Bishop are surprisingly not that far behind. I think that might be a little bit because I'm spreading myself so thin with my armies, but I have the most castles, kind of. Most of them are on fire. I don't have a lot of crowns, but that's because I spend every turn to get stuff. I have by far the most counties, and I have by far the most troops. And I can see kind of where the Baron's concentrations of troops are. But yeah, I have a lot of people to draw from, so if needed I can do that. Yay, I'm the greatest noble. So yeah, let's go ahead and just say I'm losing counties here. Oh, I'm getting some protesters. That's not good. Something I'll have to manage next turn. So right now the Baron's getting his ball of death on. And let's see here. Oh, Baron. Don't do this to yourself, buddy. And I probably will keep this 400 unit army. Just because they do have archers. Maybe I should buy some bows or something. So I don't even know if they're going to make it to the swordsman or not. So I just need to take them down just a little more. There we go. Yeah, I offer mercy to all of my foes, as the Baron just has no answer. But he's still going to be marching on anyway. And for some reason I offered quarter. Maybe he attacked me somewhere else. I don't know where that came from. Alright, so I'm going to have 4 after this. I have enough food. You're all going to be foraging next turn, but I really don't need that much to start wailing away at this. Because, yeah, this castle has a moat, so once I take this down, I am going to have to go after it. And you say, why don't you ever use fighters? Fighters aren't really that good for a lot. They're just good for filling in moats and taking out supply houses, which is those little things up there. Now, this castle is going to be a lot easier because I don't have to worry about the moat. Like I said, these are all crossbowmen professional people, so if the Countess tries to break this siege and throw something serious at me, it's possible she might be able to do it. But for now I do have food. I'm not going to need much more than 4 trebuchets. So 400 people here, on the other hand, I think we're done building. And we're just going to magically forage for food here. I don't know how we magically get this food out, but that's exactly what's going to happen. Alright, so let's not have the command node here. Just going to put a few more trebuchets. Some of these attacks might start being a little too far away to actually do damage, but yeah. Not so bad. Trebuchet fire. Alright, so that's going to be it for this episode. As if we look at England, you can see I'm getting more counties every time. Gloucestershire could fall soon, Lancashire, and Cheshire not far behind. And if I can get into Gwynedd and Powys, I could just totally surround the Baron. I could knock him down to 2 counties or 3 counties very quickly. It's exciting times. Very exciting times in Lords of the Realm. But this is Way to Fail. That's it for now. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you all next time.